Hi, folks. Pete Lane. Welcome to Blind Abilities.
Blind Abilities. I'm Jeff Thompson.
And I'm Pete Lane. Today, we welcome back a guest to our Blind Abilities studios for a follow-up appearance. We have a wonderful product we want to talk about today. We could refer to this product as QR codes on steroids. What do you think?
We just want to make it clear that this is something that may revolutionize how we navigate, and from a distance of 40 to 60 feet, depending on the size of the...
Today, we welcome back Javier Pita, CEO of the NaviLens Corporation.
NaviLens is a new kind of QR code that can be read much better than the QR code.
A visually impaired person has to be able to read a QR code very easily. So we had to invent a new one. You can scan a tag from a distance. We can be 15 meters away and the tag will be detected.
Yeah, this is the best.
Fabulous. This must be implemented now.
This is amazing.
Since we last chatted with Javier, the NaviLens team has been very busy.
Now we're going to show you the filter feature button. You will find this next to the settings button at the bottom of the application. You can type whatever you want NaviLens to filter and it will help you to find those codes first.
Enhancing its power, multiplying its use case scenarios.
Full stop in the text and only that code will be detected. Any other code found by the app will be represented by a different click sound. This will tell you that it doesn't contain the word you searched for.
With such features as NaviLens 360 vision, both outdoors and for indoor wayfinding.
Finally, you also have the option of NaviLens 360 vision magnet.
Activating 360 vision. Lock code.
Once a code has been detected using this option, it will behave like a magnet with your mobile device. It will be framed and fixed within the space and will guide you towards it, even if the mobile phone...
So without further ado, let's join Jeff Thompson and myself and our guest, Javier Pita.
Welcome to Blind Abilities. I'm Jeff Thompson.
And I'm Pete Lane. Our guest this morning is Javier Pita. Javier is the CEO of the NaviLens Corporation, based in Spain. Javier, welcome to Blind Abilities. How are you this morning?
Very well, very well. Thank you so much. It's really a pleasure to be here again.
Our pleasure, totally. It's been exactly 1 year since we spoke with you in the Blind Abilities studio about your product, NaviLens. Since then, we've had great feedback regarding NaviLens, but we suspect that there are some new things going on with your product, and we wanted to bring you back in to talk a little bit about it. So, Javier, why don't you bring us up to date with NaviLens, what is new and what has changed?
Perfect. So thank you so much, Pete and Jeff. NaviLens is a new kind of QR code that can be read much better than the QR code, okay? It was developed after 5 years of research and development in order to find for a technology, to find a new kind of QR code that you don't need to focus in or framing it. And this is very important, okay, because you know that there are a lot of QR codes, but it's difficult for blind users to know where the QR code is and to scan it. The NaviLens code, instead of black and white, okay, use colors, and that allows users to detect farther and quicker, and again, without need to focus or framing it. So NaviLens code can be detected 12 times farther than the QR code, and this is something good. We have applied this technology in the past with different use cases, focusing on transit, personal codes that any blind user in the world can download the NaviLens app and obtain free NaviLens codes. And this is being used across the world in an incredible way. In the last year, we have launched a new concept after 3 more years of research that we call 360 Vision, NaviLens 360 Vision. What is that? NaviLens 360 Vision is the functionality that allows the user to don't need to still see the code, know where the code is. For example, imagine that a NaviLens code is in a bus stop. That is a very good use case because you know that sometimes it's difficult to locate where exactly is a bus stop, especially when the bus stop is a bus pole, okay, it's very thin. And you know that the GPS is not accurate enough and you have the GPS error that avoid in order to locate where exactly is the bus stop. Imagine that a bus stop is equipped with the NaviLens code, and traditionally we detect the code from a very long distance, maybe 30 feet far away, 40 feet, 50 feet far away, or something like that. But when the users lost the vision with the NaviLens code between the camera of the mobile phone and the NaviLens code, the user didn't know where exactly is the NaviLens code because the camera is not seeing the code. In the moment that the NaviLens code is seen by the camera of the mobile phone, automatically we launch the 360 vision and the code is fixed into the space. In that way, if the user is seen with the camera of the mobile phone is seen to another direction, the NaviLens app knows where exactly is the NaviLens code and deliver audio instructions to the user about where exactly is the bus stop. Even if the camera of the mobile phone of the user is seen to the opposite side, okay? The NaviLens technology will tell to the user, hey, it's in the opposite side, and the user will always know where the bus stop is. I can give you a demo if you want.
That would be great.
Yeah, I really like what you said there, that the app will tell you, hey, it's in the other direction.
Yes, indeed. So I'm something like 4 meters, 12 feet far away, more or less, from the NaviLens code that is behind me, okay? I'm going to walk around the office that you can hear when I'm moving in the opposite direction to the code. Let's try. Well, first, I'm going to adjust NaviLens in order to be using imperial instead of metric. The user can choose if they want to use metric or imperial. So I'm going to choose imperial. So the point is, I'm opening NaviLens right now. I'm going to face the camera out, okay? More or less to the position of the code, more or less, but I'm not seeing the code because it's in my back. And automatically, you will hear what is happening.
Activating 360 vision. Locked on code. 11 feet away. Bus stop.
Okay, so we are 11 feet away from the bus stop, and we are seeing 2 different sounds. One, click, 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 repetitive, that is this, and drums in the background that if you are using earbuds, you can know if the sound is coming from the right or the left. So if I point with the camera to the NaviLens code, I will hear this sound.
Ahead.
And it's telling me ahead. If I look to the left, on your right. And if I'm looking to the screen of my computer, behind. Okay, so I'm going to move through my space.
Javier, now when you walked away, we lost some of your vocals, but I imagine what happened was you walked away, but it brought you back to your tag. You walked away and we lost your voice, but we could hear you were still using the app. So when you turned around, it took you back by those clicks and the drums?
Yes.
There you go.
Street 9 Avenue. Next arrivals, the next M23 SBS bus to East Side Avenue C is approaching in 5 minutes.
Okay, it's approaching. So right now I have here a bus vehicle, okay, in front of me. This is a bus stop that is in New York. I'm in Spain, okay? I'm not in New York. I cannot get on the bus, okay? But that is real-time information. If you want, I can repeat.
I think we got what we need. We'll just bridge the quiet part, explaining how when you got further away, you were able to follow the drum beats and the ticking right, left, back to your room, which was the bus stop. And it was telling you the bus stop itself.
Yes. When I am at 3 feet from the bus stop, automatically the system is telling me you have arrived and automatically give me the real-time schedule of that particular bus stop.
Oh, really?
Yes. That's it.
And this is working in San Antonio.
Yes, in San Antonio and in New York as well, 23rd Street.
Oh, wow.
Okay, and as easy as adding the NaviLens code. Yes, it's impressive because the idea is bus stop. If you add this code that is in the end a print code that you can put on the bus stop easily, and you don't need to maintain batteries or make a complex implementation. It's as simple as adding the code, the physical code to the bus stop as a signage. Automatically, the system take advantage of the NaviLens new 360 vision functionality. So in the moment that the code is being seen by the app, automatically the system is telling me where exactly is the bus stop. And when I arrive to the bus stop, I obtain the real-time information. Okay. So in order to do a quick demonstration again, okay, I'm going to read again. Okay. So the code that is behind me, and I'm going to scan that code.
Activating 360 vision. Locked on code. 12 feet away.
Okay.
Stop.
So it's 12 feet away. Okay.
Right.
So I'm moving through the behind.
On your right.
At your right.
10 feet. 6 feet. 4 feet. Bus stop. Bus stop West 23 Street 9 Avenue. Next arrivals, the next M23 SBS bus to East Side Avenue C is 2 minutes away and 17 minutes.
Right now it's 2 minutes away. Okay, so I have a little bit more time, okay, to get onto the bus.
Right. The camera will scan, and once it sees the code, it actually captures it and keeps that location. So no matter where you turn or what direction you go, it continues to see the code where it was originally detected.
Yes, that
It's
is.
like a freeze frame.
Yes.
It keeps it located, so when you turn, it's still 360. It's turning around, but it knows where that location was.
In comparison to what your new location is.
Yes, that is correct. And that means that the user always know where exactly is the code, and in this case is a bus stop, even if the camera is not still seeing the code.
Ah.
Good.
This is the revolution because, for example, you only need to scan the code once, only in one moment. Beyond that, the user knows exactly where the code is. And imagine, in the case of, for example, of San Antonio, via San Antonio, the codes can be detected from 60 feet far away because depending on the size of the code, the NaviLens code can be detected farther or closer. So in the case of San Antonio, the codes can be detected 60 feet far away. So imagine the use case. You are detecting the code, in this case, 60 feet far away. And after that, you can lose the direct vision between the camera and the code. And the NaviLens app will tell you where exactly is the position of the code, even if you are not seeing the code.
That makes perfectly good sense. And that would work especially like inside a train station or inside anything where you have more open area.
Yes.
There might be a booth or a pillar or something blocking the view after you first lock in on it, but you'll still be able to navigate because it knows where it is.
Yes, that is correct.
That's perfect.
And for example, in the case of a building or any facility, for example, imagine that you want to locate where the tickets machines are. You only need to see once. It doesn't matter if there are a lot of people inside the train station. The moment that you see once, the system will tell you where exactly is the ticket machine.
So for our listeners, if I turn this on, I don't have to find the NaviLens tag. The camera finds it basically. So I can just sweep in front of me from left to right and it'll pick up these codes.
Yes, that is the point. As the NaviLens code can be detected from a very long distance without need to focus it or framing it as the QR code, you need to focus and frame and be very close to the code. The NaviLens code can be detected in a different way, and you don't need to specifically point to that code to read. So our advice using NaviLens is open the NaviLens app, hold the phone over the chest with the external camera facing out and moving your chest. That is the best to the left or to the right, okay, with your mobile phone over your chest with one of your hands. The NaviLens app will detect the NaviLens code very, very quickly. And with the new 360 vision, the code will be fixed into the space. And if you move to another direction, the NaviLens app will guide you exactly where the code is.
That makes very good sense, especially for like someone that lives at a large apartment building that might have a certain door they go into, or even their mailboxes. Boom, you just find it.
Indeed, this is the solution that, for example, in Europe, Kellogg's was launched recently with the Kellogg's cereals. Here in Europe, Kellogg's have implemented the NaviLens code into the Kellogg's cereals, and you can locate one particular cereal, not only having all the information about that product, for example, the ingredients, allergens, any information that the product has. You can locate the product separately with an incredible accuracy. If you want, I have here 3 different Kellogg's products, and I can give you a demonstration about how the system works.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to open NaviLens. I am in a supermarket itself. I am opening NaviLens and automatically will access to all the products that I'm seeing. Okay, so I'm opening NaviLens, holding over my chest.
Kellogg's Special K Original Cereal 750 grams. Kellogg's Special K Milk Chocolate Cereal 375 grams. Kellogg's Special K Original Cereal 375 grams.
I have here 3 different products. What do you want that I locate from that? The chocolate one, the biggest one, the special K, biggest one. What do you want to pick up?
The chocolate.
Perfect. It's my favorite. I can navigate through the app and, for example, see the different code that I have seen in the session. Okay. So in this case, I want to pick up the chocolate one. Okay. That's one. Okay. That's one I want to locate. I'm going to put filter and locate. So if I see another code, okay, automatically we hear an incorrect sound. That sound that is telling me this is not. And in the moment that I will see the Kellogg's special cake with chocolate, I will detect that. Here we go. Okay, the special case. So have you heard some sounds? Okay, and this is very similar with the sounds in the previous demonstration. Okay, so the 360 vision locate the code into the space and automatically give that sounds in order to be able to locate exactly the product. Okay, and this is amazing because you can imagine with a lot of products that are together, it's very difficult to achieve the rate of accuracy to know where exactly is the code. The NaviLens app, we can know with accuracy. So it's possible to deliver this kind of experience for users.
Oh, wow.
So Javier, to clarify, NaviLens detected the chocolate special K that you were looking for and it locked it in.
Mm-hmm.
So it no longer will read to you the other two serial box codes. Is that correct?
That is correct. And additionally, it's locating the product because in the NaviLens app, there are a functionality that is called filter. You can filter for any word that you are looking for. And for example, imagine that you want the Kellogg's Special K chocolate. You can write chocolate or Kellogg's Special K chocolate, and the system only will tell you when the code with the Special K chocolate is being seen with the camera of the mobile phone. And in this new functionality, additionally, you can locate where exactly is the code using the 360 vision functionality. Because again, the problem is that maybe you are seeing the code once, but maybe when you move the camera across the space in the supermarket, you lost the vision with the code. But with the 360 vision functionality, you can still know where exactly is the product. And indeed, the system can tell you if it's up or down, or in the left or in the right.
3 meters away.
If you continue pointing the camera towards the same code, NaviLens will make a series of sounds. This homogeneous sound indicates that the code is centered in front of the device's camera. And if you want to go straight towards it, you must keep it in that position as you're approaching it. If you take a few steps and the code is on your left, the sound will change like this. Now the code will be on your right. This new sound means that the code is higher than your current position. This sound means that the code is below you. If you move towards the code, the beep sound will get quicker as you get closer to it. And additionally, little by little, it will tell you how many meters you are away.
3 meters. 2 meters. 1 meter.
And when you are very close, the sound will change to let you know that you're just a few inches away from the code.
50 centimeters away.
All of these sounds can be replaced by word guidance. We also have reading options.
2 meters away, bust of Adriano. Adriano's bust comes from the Roman town of Los Torjones. It is from Roman times, from the year 135 after Christ.
Where, for example, you can choose to hear short text rather than hearing more extensive information.
2 meters away, bust of Adriano.
Having that feedback using sounds and haptic feedback as well in order to detect where exactly is the product that you want to pick up.
My mind is just racing here. I could imagine kids at a camp. You could put these throughout the whole campground, hiking areas and everything. And if they had pre-installed some information, for a game, scavenger hunt, I mean, it's endless.
Yes.
Destinations, trails, hiking, where you're at, information, like people have these scenic views, like
you are overlooking the river valley
or something. All that information, you could just have a walking tour.
Yes, that is correct.
Even museums, too.
Welcome to the Roman Theater of Cartagena Museum. 2 meters to the left is the entrance door to the museum.
11
meters away, entrance to the theater's history tunnel. You will be able to see the urban evolution from the 11th century to the 1st century BC.
There's another one here. It's cool because it gives you information for each display, from current day to ancient times. I'm going to let my phone dangle down like this, hanging around my neck. It still reads the codes. Look.
10 meters away, scale model of the building. This scale model helps us to appreciate the characteristics of its architecture.
It's a pretty amazing reconstruction. It really gives you an idea of what the theatre's like.
4 meters away, you are located in room 2. The altars particularly stand out due to their size and careful execution. This tunnel connects the museum with the monument itself.
It's really impressive, isn't it?
5 meters away, end of the museum journey. On your right you will find the access to the Roman theater.
Wow, it's just amazing. I've done it all on my own.
Yes, indeed. NaviLens technology has been implemented across the world in a lot of museums and allowed to know how to have a similar experience to the sighted people when they are visiting the museums. So it's possible to put in different places in the museum. For example, it's possible to put the NaviLens code next to artifact that you can touch and imagine, okay? You can use the NaviLens technology to locate where exactly is that artifact and touching that piece, for example. The possibilities are endless.
Yes, they are. But I'm still in the supermarket. And I remember last time we spoke, Javier, we had some questions about filtering. So you have 3 Kellogg's cereal boxes, all with NaviLens codes. You are now able to isolate, to filter, so it seeks out and locates only the chocolate Special K, and it ignores from there on the rest of the cereals. If you then go down the aisle and look at something else, you can come back and it will continue to tell you precisely where the chocolate Special K is located, and then you can go right to it.
Yes, that is correct.
That is correct. Okay.
Indeed, one additional difference, what's new with NaviLens, is that we have added the filter button on the main screen of the app, okay? This is new. And you can filter for any word that you are interested. Could be, for example, Kellogg's Special K chocolate or another variant, or could be inside a station, for example, looking for the ticket machines, or for example, female toilet or male toilet, something like that, okay? So
Right.
we have added the filtering button because more and more we are having more codes out there, and it's very important capability to filter for the desired information. And when you are detecting codes, these are not matched with the filter word that you have added, automatically you hear something like click, 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 telling you that codes are being seen, but are not the code that you are looking for. And it's repeated. For example, in this case, I put chocolate, okay, into the NaviLens, and I will see a lot of codes that are not chocolate.
Displaying text that contain the text chocolate.
So if I read a lot of codes, I heard that sound, okay? And when I was looking for the one with chocolate,
Kellogg's Special K milk chocolate cereal, 375 grams, 25 inches.
okay, and indeed, I can navigate through all the information that is inside this code. For example, is all of this.
1.5 grams of fatty serving size, which is 2% of your reference intake. Saturates, 0.8 grams of saturated fatty serving size, which sugars, 6.3 grams of salt, 0.100 grams of allergen, ingredients, rice, 40%, whole wheat, 32%, milk chocolate, 14%
Okay.
sugar.
So the thing is, the content in the code is endless. So it can be added any content additionally to the code, okay? And the good thing is that you can navigate through the content that is linked with the NaviLens code as well.
I think if someone's looking for something with chocolate in it, they're not going to be looking for the the health factors. But it's great that it's there. I mean, I like that you could narrow it down, because if you frequented a grocery store quite a bit, you could make your shopping list and go right down the list and go to each product.
That will be the best scenario, but it's important to say that right now, this functionality with the Kellogg's is only in Europe. For example, other super big brands like P&G, Procter & Gamble, that is another American very good company, okay, as Kellogg's, is launching other products like, for example, Pantene in Europe as well. And hopefully, if we can count with the trust and the support of these very big brands, maybe could be a reality that the users will be able to go to a supermarket and read all the information that is linked to a package, that is a lot, and additionally to be easier for the user to locate the product that he or she wants.
Well, I'm really glad that you're in New York and San Antonio bringing this information to use. It seems like it's growing.
I hope so. And this is the NaviLens technology is being implemented across the world very quickly, because in the end, this technology can be implemented very quick, because in the end, it's adding a code into a product or adding a code into a bus stop or into a facility, okay? For example, in the case of the product, it's as easy as in the same way that all the product has a barcode, why not the products can have a NaviLens code to facilitate the possibility to scan that code. And at the same time, thinking in as universal signage, because the same code that a blind user can scan is very useful as well for the sighted users, because they can access the information in their own language, for example. In my case, I'm not an English speaker. My native language is Spanish. And the point is, sometimes I don't understand well, English. So if I am in the United States this technology automatically shows to me the information in Spanish or in French or in German or in Japanese or something like that. Okay. So the idea behind NaviLens is first, it's a technology that was developed for blind users and partially sighted users as well. But additionally, with a universal design principle that the same technology will be useful for everybody, for sighted people as well.
That's great. And if it's at a metro station, a bus station, or a train station, those sighted users could also access the real-time data on when is their train or bus coming and what route they're on and things like that.
Yes, and this is super important because in bus stop, imagine this is key to in order to access the real-time information. And this is something that we are doing in San Antonio, Texas with VIA San Antonio and with the MTA in 23rd Street in Manhattan in the J Street Metrotrain subway station. Okay, and hopefully more and more stations, more bus stops will have the NaviLens technology. Mm-hmm. That's depend only of the users. Okay, so that's depend if the user like this technology.
What I really like about this, I mean, it's developing in Europe. We got a couple spots in New York and San Antonio where you're bringing new features, but the individual user can download the app from the Google Play Store or the Apple Store and print off their own NaviLens codes.
Yes, that is correct. Any user can download the NaviLens app using iPhone device or Android devices, okay, for both platforms. And the users can download more than 500 NaviLens codes that are empty. And that code has different sizes, and the user can use that code to tag anything, okay? In the house, in the kitchen, okay, and anything. There are a lot of uses of this technology. And again, completely free because we don't charge to the users and we will never charge to the users. And additionally, it's very important to say, we don't require to log into the app. Okay, NaviLens is a login-free app. We don't ask for any data, and we don't ask about the location, nothing about that. Okay, so any user can download the NaviLens code, okay, and can use the codes completely anonymously. That I think that is another important thing.
Javier, the size of the tag will determine how far away it can be detected by your camera. Is that correct?
That is correct. For example, if you print a NaviLens code in a standard piece of paper, an A4, 8.5 inches, right?
Right.
So in that case, that code can be detected up to 40 feet far away. 40 feet far away. And if you use a bigger size, for example, imagine 10 inches, it's possible to detect as something like 50 or 55 feet far away. That without using the zoom. If you use zoom, if you activated zoom, instead of 40 feet far away, you can scan the same code from 60 feet far away. So depending on the size, there's a scan the code farther or closer. So in train station, we are using a bigger NaviLens code. In bus stop, smaller NaviLens codes. And the users, they are using the empty, the personal NaviLens codes. They can use very, very small codes, like something like 2 inches. Then, for example, to tag cups inside the kitchen, in order to put sugar or put salt or put anything at the kitchen. Okay, so depending on the size, the user will be able to scan the code farther or closer.
Wow, very versatile. I like that.
Javier, what else is new with NaviLens? What new features have you added?
One recent new functionality that we have launched, that is very recently, is applying the 360 vision functionality to make personal routes indoors. Because again, indoors, you know that it's not possible to have a GPS signal, or at least a good GPS signal, and it's not possible to use GPS indoors. So we have launched a new code, okay, that is the 360 Vision wayfinding code, a new NaviLens code that can be downloaded as well into the app. This is available at this moment for iPhone devices, and very soon we'll be able to use in Android devices as well. And the idea is that with that code, the user can put at the beginning of a route, and the user can record a route and follow that route in another moment. So he has that special NaviLens 360 Vision wayfinding code. And in the moment that I'm going to see that code, the system is going to offer me the possibility to record a new route.
7 feet away, NaviLens 360 wayfinding code. Press the record new route button to create a route.
So if I press the button,
the recording has started. Hold the device vertically and start walking.
So I'm going to record a route through this space. I have returned to the beginning This is happening only the first time, okay, when you are recording the route, okay? We are only offering with this technology at this moment one direction routes from where the code is to the destination. So if I scan again that code tomorrow or 6 months or any other moment, I will have the possibility to start that route that I previously recorded to that code. So if I scan again the code.
8 feet away, NaviLens 360 wayfinding code. It has a route. Press the start route, toilet button to start, or press the record new route button to create a new one.
So I can create a new route or I can start the previous route. So if I press the start route, toilet.
Let's go to toilet at 2 o'clock.
So yes, as I'm hearing that is the same. Drums in the background telling me where the direction is, especially I use earbuds in a 3D position of the next point, and the tick, 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 tick when I need to go forward. Okay, that means that is forward to the direction where the camera is facing on. So if I heard that, it's telling me ahead. So I'm walking ahead. You need to use earbuds for that. Okay, so it's very convenient. The point is, this is the new functionality that is, again, using the 360 vision to record a route indoors.
Very good.
Yeah, I like that. Have you thought about doing those in reverse then at some point?
Yes, indeed, we are working on that. But the thing that we always want is accuracy. Okay, for us, accuracy is very important. And we are looking for the method to give the accuracy that is necessary to the user to come back.
Okay.
That is the point, okay? We are working very hard in this project for the last 10 years. We always think to offer the best to the users, okay? And the point is, using the NaviLens code to record a route allow the users to have a very good start position. Imagine that you are going to use that route 1 month, in 1 month or 2 months, something like that. Maybe you are not remember well what were the start position that you need to start that route that you previously recorded.
Yep.
But the NaviLens code help the NaviLens app know where exactly is the start point. The user can start that route with an incredible accuracy thanks to the NaviLens code. So in the reverse, when you are in the destination, you don't have another NaviLens code there. So it's more complicated to do that. So we are looking in different scenarios in order to solve that. So I hope that we will find a good solution soon and we can deliver that to all the users as well.
Good.
Yeah, that makes sense. You could always go from NaviLens code to NaviLens code.
Yes, this is another possibility.
Mm-hmm.
This will be the more easy thing. Indeed, we are thinking about that solution, but we want the best experience for the user. And for example, maybe in the scenario for going to a toilet, it's not very comfortable to need to put another code in the destination point, okay, recording a new route to the start, okay, because you want to go to the toilet, okay. Maybe in other use cases, like for example, in an office, to locate the point of interest inside a building or something like that, could be interesting, okay? But we are looking for solutions to make this simple.
Here's an idea. What if I had in my wallet my destination code? So when I'm at my certain point, I could just hit that and then it'll log in a new spot right there. It's something that you would keep with you, that every time it sees that code, it says, oh, you've reached your destination. Let's log this in.
Yes, indeed. This is one of the solutions that we are researching right now. You're very clever because this is one of the solutions that we are looking for. One code with the size of a business card, okay, in order that you can record that path, okay, this temporarily to come back later. So that is one of the solutions that we are researching to solve that.
Wow, it'd be neat to get into one of your meetings where you're all thinking of all these neat ideas. That's really cool.
The point is, Jeff, for us, this kind of things is the feedback from you and in general from the community is very important. The most important thing for us are the users. It's the most important thing. Indeed, we are receiving a lot of feedback with this new functionality and other functionality that we are launching. And we always adapt the NaviLens technology or improve the NaviLens technology based on the feedback from the users. And I encourage any user that is hearing this interview, if the user has any idea, anything that we would like to comment with us, that write to us to info@navilens.com. info@navilens.com. That is NavilEns, navilens.com. The feedback from the users is the most important thing for us, the most important thing.
Of course, if you have any suggestions and you do not remember that email address, info@NaviLens.com, you can always contact Blind Abilities and share any suggestions or thoughts or questions with us, and we will be glad to relay them to Javier.
That will be great as well.
And Jeff, that phone number for Blind Abilities?
Give us a call at 612-367-6093. Love to hear from you.
Or you can send us an email at info@blindabilities.com. Is that correct? Yeah.
No. Yes, it is, Pete. Javier, thank you so much for bringing us NaviLens and the opportunity to use it. But thanks so much for taking the time to come on to Blind Abilities and sharing with us all this great information. I'm excited.
I am too.
It's really a pleasure to share with you this news, and I hope that you and all your listeners will like a lot. It's really a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Javier, it was gratifying last year when we spoke to you that you were dedicated to your customers, to your blind users, and that has not changed. So thank you for your commitment. We really appreciate that.
Every day, I must to say that I'm dreaming with the functionalities of the NaviLens app with the users, okay? Because for me, as I have said previously, this is like a life mission that I have. And I always think in me and my team, I'm always thinking in the challenges, okay, of the users. And I always thinking about, okay, if we do that, we can improve that a little bit. It's something that is part of my life, a work life and the private life as well. This is a way.
Thank you very much one more time from Jeff and myself and from our listeners as well.
Okay, thank you so much, and take care as well.
Hasta luego.
Okay, hasta luego, Jeff. Hasta luego. Y muchas gracias, Pete. Muchas gracias. Venga, bye-bye.
Hasta luego. You got it. Bye-bye. Jeff and I would like to thank Javier for joining us in the Blind Abilities studio to share these updates on his wonderful product, NaviLens. For more information about NaviLens, check out their website at www.navilens.com. And from Jeff Thompson and myself, thanks so much for listening and have a great day.
When we share
what we see through each other's eyes, we can then begin to bridge the gap between
limited expectations and the realities of blind abilities.
The realities of blind abilities.
For more podcasts with a blindness perspective, check us out on the web at www.blindabilities.com, on Twitter at blindabilities. Download our app from the App Store, Blind Abilities, that's 2 words, or send us an email at info@blindabilities.com. Thanks for listening.